So Danny Garcia knocks out Amir Khan in the 4th round to become the unified WBC and WBA light welterweight champion of the world. What can I say about this fight? Typical Amir Khan. Typical Amir Khan. Khan came out fast. And, you know, in fact, before even the David Chisora fight today, right? I'm not even trying to be funny, but when David Haye was coming to the ring, I had a funny feeling that David Haye was going to beat the crap out of Derek Chisora. I'm not saying that I changed my prediction or anything. No, my prediction was David Haye to win a 10-round decision. But I just had a funny feeling. And, you know, before the Khan fight, I went on Facebook. Yeah, I got my HatmanTV Facebook, and I just put in my status before, you know, about 10 minutes before the fight started. I said, why do I feel like there's an upset on the cards? Why do I feel like there's an upset on the cards? And hey, there was an upset. It was typical Amir Khan. This is what I talked about in my pre-fight video. Khan always fights with a chip on his shoulder. And he took the bait. He took the bait that Danny Garcia and his dad had put out for him, right? They questioned Khan's power. They thought he was just a runner, you know, and Khan went out there with a chip on his shoulder like he always does, trying to prove a point. And he went out in the 1st round and he was so aggressive. He was letting his hands go. He was planting his feet, and he was really trying to unload big shots on Danny Garcia and get him out quick. Garcia never looked hurt by any of Khan's punches. He took them well. But Khan was getting on top. And by the 3rd round, by the 2nd round, it started to look like Danny Garcia was getting a little bit overwhelmed. You know, Khan's hand speed was getting to him. But even as early as the 1st round and 2nd round, Garcia was landing with good counters here and there, but he was mainly landing with right hands. Khan was blocking most of the left hooks. But he was doing well with the counters. He was still in position, even though he was getting outworked by Khan. And, you know, towards the end of the 2nd, especially in you know, midway through the 3rd, it looked like he was getting a little bit overwhelmed. It looked like Khan might be able to get a stoppage. Danny Garcia was cut, and Khan was looking impressive, but still, he didn't need to stay in firing range with Danny Garcia. He wanted to prove a point. He wanted to knock Danny Garcia out. He wanted to look spectacular. If Khan had just boxed in this fight and stuck to his boxing, he could have won the fight pretty comfortable, because Danny Garcia didn't have the foot speed to match him. But of course, Amir Khan, as he always does, he gives his opponents chances that they don't need to have. And he paid the price. Danny Garcia always had a great left hook. Khan put himself in a vulnerable area right in front of Danny Garcia. Garcia hit him with a good left hook, I think, in the 3rd round, near the end of the 3rd round. Dropped Khan, and the way he went down, you knew that Khan weren't going to win the fight. You knew that Khan could not win the fight the way he went down. He was so badly hurt. He got up, showed great heart like he always does, held on, tried to fire back. Came out in the 4th. Still hurt, you know what I mean? He tried to get through the round. He was fighting with Danny Garcia. He was calling Danny Garcia in, saying, come on, let's go. He was trying to catch Danny Garcia with something, but Khan's punches weren't hurting Garcia. That was a different. I think he maybe stunned Garcia a little bit. And it looked like Garcia was actually almost punching himself out towards the end of the round. He managed to clip Khan again with, I think, a right hand on the top of the head and a left hook, which put Khan down again for, you know, wasn't a really heavy knockdown. But he got up, and the referee just looked at Khan and thought, you know what? Tonight's not your night. You know, you look spent to me. And, you know, I don't think Khan can complain too much about the stoppage. Khan's been knocked out before. You know what I mean? He did well to survive as far as he did in that round, and it was kind of getting towards the end of the round. So maybe he might have had a point saying that he should have let him go on, but he could have got himself seriously hurt. You know what I mean? Those hooks that Danny Garcia was throwing, they were serious punches, and he could have got himself seriously hurt. So me personally, I don't have a problem with the referee stopping it the way that he did. You know, Danny Garcia marches on, still undefeated. His dad got the prediction right. Yeah, Khan, well, you know, this is the problem with Khan, man. You know, he always fights with a chip on his shoulder. Can never stick, you know, to safety first. Sensible boxing. He always has to try and prove a point, and that's always going to be his downfall. And here it was again. Where does Khan go from here? Personally, I think Khan's career is over. I think his career is over. That's 2 devastating knockout defeats he suffered. I think he has to stay, you know, a junior welterweight, maybe move down to lightweight. I don't know, man. I don't know, but he's going to be so vulnerable now that he's been knocked out twice, that I just can't see any big future for Amir Khan. You know, if he'd fought sensible in this fight and just planned for a 12-round decision, he could have done it, and he could have got that big money fight with Mayweather or whoever he wanted to fight. But, you know, he Khan does what he does, man, and he got himself knocked out. So, you know, credit to Danny Garcia. He stuck in there. He was getting outboxed. He was getting outworked in there. He was cut. His dad seemed a bit worried in the corner, but, you know, they pulled through. They kept the faith, and Garcia landed his signature left hook counter, which was always his punch. It's amazing, you know. Khan and Roach must have studied tapes of Garcia. They must have known that the left hook counter was his best punch. But I guess Khan thought that Garcia wasn't really a big puncher or something. I don't know, because he was happy to stay in range and be right there for Garcia's counters. I don't get it. But there you go. As far as Danny Garcia, I don't think Danny Garcia is that good. He did a good job tonight. He deserved the win, no doubt about it. But I mean, let's be honest. For the first 3.5 rounds, he didn't look good in there. So if you put him in there with a quick fighter, a Devon Alexander, Manny Pacquiao, any of the quick-handed fighters with quick feet, Danny Garcia's gonna have problems, because when Khan was moving in and out, Garcia looks so crude. Like, he can't, especially with the right hand, he throws himself completely off balance when he tries to throw the right hand. And like I said, if Khan had stuck to his boxing, he could have taken advantage of things like that. But it is what it is. Credit to Danny Garcia. For my money, I think Garcia should stay at the weight that he's at. Don't move up. Stay where he is. Now he's taking care of Khan. There's fights out there for him. You know what I mean? Lucas Matisse. A lot of other guys down there. You know what I mean? I don't know about Peterson, but there's fights at 140 pounds, and I think that's where he should stay for now. So yeah, man. Hats off to Danny Garcia. He did the business. Scored the upset, and Khan. Pretty much over for Khan, I think. You know what I mean? But anyway, leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the fight. This is Hatman. I'm out.